scenario was that I wasn't surprised, unfortunately. I was outraged, but I was glad that someone was able to get it on tape.
So the lawsuit you have is going to go to trial in January. The background here for folks at home, there was a fight off school grounds after school. The school resource officer Fields handled the investigation. He alleged that it was a gang-related fight. That was never proven. It was never proven that your son was part of a gang, but your son Ashton was expelled and not allowed to graduate, and you believe that Officer Fields fabricated that claim of him being involved in a gang, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, what's happening now with your son? Was he able to graduate?
Unfortunately, he did not get a high school diploma. He wasn't able to be allowed to attend any of the Richland 2 high schools, so he did have to attend a program to get his GED instead. And currently he is in the reserves and working a regular job because he could not go to college based on the expulsion. Most colleges wouldn't accept him that he was interested in attending, and it kept him from being able to join the military as well.
And Bakari, this is exactly the issue, is when a situation like this happens, that the concern is about the impact it has on a young person's future.
Exactly, Michaela. I mean, what we're talking about is criminalizing young people, and we are reinforcing and building that just pipeline to prisons here, especially for persons of color. The travesty in this story is not just Ms. Taylor's son, but you have two young ladies now who not only are expelled from school or kicked out of school, but you have two young ladies now who actually have criminal records. One for just videotaping what she felt to be a wrong, and the other for being obstinate in class. Now, I think that there has to be a clear difference. No one is excusing her being obstinate in class,
right.
But what we are saying is that the behavior afterwards is excessive and outrageous.
Well, so let me ask you then, because, I was a teenager. Both of y'all were teenagers. Being an obstinate teenager, we know that comes with challenges. We don't know if there are other mitigating circumstances with either of these two girls. We don't know. The investigation continues. But in your mind, Samantha, do you feel there is a role for police in the classroom?
I do feel there is a role. I think that the role should be for situations that might be a tad more excessive than what happened in the school day before yesterday.
Right. I mean, generally, we've understood that these school resource officers are there to protect the kids from situations, and police officers are supposed to be correcting kids from that. In terms of accountability, Bakari, we know that these investigations are ongoing. There's a civil rights investigation on the Justice Department. We know the FBI is leading an investigation. Do you have confidence in this process?
Well, I have confidence in the sheriff of Richland County to do what is right in this situation. I look forward to his announcement later. But I can honestly say to you this morning, I don't have much confidence in the FBI coming in and handling this investigation. The comments of the FBI director dealing with incidents like this in social media and his newfound ideal of the Ferguson effect somehow being chilling on good officers, but it always seems to catch the bad officers. It doesn't really make much sense to me, and it's been rejected thoroughly by the White House and Loretta Lynch. So no, I mean, the director of the FBI doesn't inspire confidence in any of us down here, but we do hope that these young ladies get justice at the end of the day, and we hope that they're able to understand that this community loves them and that they matter.
Well, we should find out the fate of that officer in terms of whether he will keep his job or not later this morning. To both of you, as parents, Samantha, I know you have another child not going to attend Spring Valley High, I understand.
Correct.
And that's because of what happened with your son and ongoing issues?
Yes. My older three children were choiced into the school. We did not actually live in this area that would have assigned us to the school. And I thought that Spring Valley was a really good place for them to be, but based on what happened with my son and the continuing issues with this resource officer, we decided that when our youngest son goes to high school next year, we will not be requesting for him to attend Spring Valley.
Well, Bakari, I know you have a 10-year-old stepdaughter. It brings in this conversation into our homes, right? Of how do we talk to kids about what these videos show us? We can't rush to judgment. Investigations have to happen. We have to get to the bottom of it. But how do you talk to your kids about these kinds of things we're seeing, especially for families of color?
Man, I honestly didn't know what I was doing or getting into trying to raise a young daughter, a young girl. It's a learning experience every day. I'm just very blessed and thankful for her mother and the support. But yesterday at dinner for her mother's birthday, she was asking, what did she do? Why did this happen? Why did the officer treat her this way? Why did the girl who videotaped it, why did she get in trouble? I would have stood up for her. And all you can say is that, we love you. We hold you up. You mean the world to us. And let her know that, teach her about making the right decisions. And just every day telling these young people that you love them, making sure they have someone out there that loves them, that holds them up, that adores them. And that's all I know how to do as a father, and I pray that that's good enough.
Keep on doing it, Bakari. And Samantha, you too. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thanks for telling your story of your son, and wish him our best. Thanks for joining us here on New Day. Allison, I'll send it over to you.
Okay, Michaela.
Now, as you saw on the video from CNN, this police officer's actions in the past have had really long-lasting effects. All he needed to do was to accuse, a child of behavior, okay, not even in school, but outside of school, of behavior that had a chilling effect on that child's future. The kid was not able to attend any high school. Therefore, he had to obtain a GED. Any college that he wanted to go to and apply to refused to accept him because of the record that this officer put on him. And even the military refused to accept him. So, in my mind, this is a concerted effort to attack young black males and now young black females in order to take them out of the mix as far as being able to aspire and obtain productive lives. So we're going to see what's going to happen this afternoon at 12 o'clock Eastern, where the sheriff of that particular area is going to make a decision as far as his job's concerned. Now, in my mind, it's a no-brainer, just looking at the video. And there are a lot of people, that coming down on this thing both ways, including black people that said that they didn't have any problem with his actions, which I absolutely cannot understand that. Bottom line is, this is an adult manhandling, mistreating a child. I don't care if she mouthed off, which according to the video and witnesses, she didn't. No matter what she did, he should not have handled her that way, because as you can see in the video, the officer was the one who started the physical altercation. He was the one that put his arm around her neck. He was the one that tipped her over, taking her to the floor. He was the one that dragged her and threw her. Okay? And a young lady who came to her defense, or all she did was speak, was arrested for disturbing school. The disturbance was already there, so how she was disturbing things by voicing her opinion is a bunch of crap. So hopefully all the charges on the second young lady will be dropped, as well as the first young lady. Now, was she wrong? Should she have surrendered her phone, gotten up and left? Yes, she should have. But just because she didn't allow them to physically assault her, and that's basically the bottom line.